Donald Trump's administration is for the billionaires and by the billionaires. Look at his cabinet. Look at his co-president. Look at himself. These are the richest people in America using and abusing our government to grow their wealth, and they are being blatant about it. They're just saying it. And we saw that recently in a scandal that is erupting as a leaked call proved out just how easy it is for billionaires to steal as much as they want from us and make themselves richer through the Trump administration. And we are going to get into all of that. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video. And if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way and it really does mean a lot to me. Now, before we can get into this phone call, which will just have you pulling your hair out, I want to hear from Rachel Maddow, who talked about the phone calls that aren't able to happen, and that's to Social Security agents.
But meanwhile, while people are scrambling to try to fix that mistake they made, these guys are destroying 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000 other things all the time. It is a terrible, absolutely ridiculous way to run a government, especially under the name of efficiency, right? I mean, how can it be that the reason we still have people on the job today storing and transporting our nuclear weapons is not because Donald Trump didn't fire them, because he did, but only because, just our luck, the right people found out that he had fired them and made a big enough ruckus about it in time so some of them could be hired back. That is the reason we now have people on the job keeping our nuclear weapons from prematurely exploding. That's the system now. That's how we're running it. And it's incredibly stupid. But the big problem with that being our system right now is that for some problems, the people who are most affected and most hurt by it are the people who can least make a ruckus. The people who have the least opportunity to see what's wrong, complain about it in a way that is big enough that it's going to get noticed and their complaints are going to be taken seriously. And so somebody's going to do something about it and maybe it'll get reversed. The people who are going to be hurt the most grievously are the people who are least capable of raising a ruckus about what's being done to them. And so here we are. Headline, Washington Post. Social Security website keeps crashing as DOJ demands cuts to IT staff. Retirees and disabled people are facing chronic website outages and other access problems as they attempt to log into their online Social Security accounts. The website has crashed repeatedly in recent weeks, with outages lasting anywhere from 20 minutes to almost a day. Even when the site is back online, many customers have not been able to sign into their accounts or have logged in only to find information missing. The disruptions are occurring as Trump's acting Social Security chief and the DOJ team move to lay off large swaths of the workforce.
The Department of Government Efficiency has decided that efficiency means the inability to get in touch with the government about the most essential programs. Elon Musk's assault on Social Security has saved no one money. It might have cost you your Social Security check. It might have cost you your ability to pay rent, to get groceries, to take care of your family. Money that you have paid into the system your entire life you can no longer access. I don't know how that's efficient, but that is Donald Trump's America. That is Elon Musk's America, where working people are screwed over while billionaires get whatever they want. And before we get into that call, the perfect example of that came in this clip from the Oval Office right here.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million. That's not bad, because, he's in financials. I've always been following.
Is this really what we want? We want our president joking and bragging in the Oval Office about how much his billionaire buddies made in a single day. Oh, he made $900 million. He made $2 billion. What? This is a public servant. Well, not in the case of Donald Trump. That's the job of the presidency, not to enrich the most corrupt people in America in just the most diabolical way. He does not care at all. And that was made very clear when one of the hosts of the All In podcast, this big kind of red-pilled right-wing podcast of all these tech bros, was talking about how easy it is to access the Trump administration once you have paid them off. Take a listen right here.
This is one thing I'll tell you about the Trump administration, which is totally different. Okay, I was a lifelong Democrat. Okay, I was a mega donor to the Democrats. Like dinner with Obama level donor. Okay, I couldn't get a fucking phone call returned from the White House to save my life. The only thing that happened to me was I made an off-color comment about like something in China, and I had the Biden administration like basically say something, like essentially put out a press release, basically saying I was like, you know, mean. That's all I got for millions of dollars. That, you know what I mean? Like,
for being honest.
I mean, I was like, hey man, there's like a lot of problems in America. Like, you know, talk to me about the fentanyl crisis before we talk about everything else. Anyways, the Trump administration is totally different. There's not a single person there you can't get on the phone and talk to. I'll give you an example of this. A friend of mine's company was really impacted with these tariffs in a bad way, okay? This is like a really amazing, legitimate American business, 150-year-old business, family-owned, all this stuff. And I was able to call the deputy chief of staff and I said, hey, can you talk to the CEO and just so here on the ground? He's like, instantly.
Now, like I said, that was Chamath. He's a billionaire. He's a host of this right-wing podcast called All In. They talk about tech. They talk about crypto, all of that stuff. But what's crazy to me is he's saying this like it's a good thing. That once you give Donald Trump and his administration enough money, you can just call him up and have him do whatever you want. That's not how government works. Now, that's how these tech guys think government works. They think it's pay to play, and they take a lot, that's for sure. The U.S. government gives a lot to these tech guys. You know, they talk about their welfare queen fear-mongering, but the corporate communism of tech is pretty staggering. Elon Musk only has his billions of dollars because we gave them to him. Tesla, Starlink, SpaceX, that's how he got rich, off of you and I. But they don't see it that way. They think they are these titans of industry, these great leaders, these super geniuses. They're not. And it just shows how stupid they are that he is bragging about the corruption within the administration, talking about the calls that he can make to get whatever he wants. It's absurd that they don't realize, yeah, maybe the Obama form of government, maybe the Biden form of government, where billionaires can't just take what they'd want whenever they want, is the right form of government. Absolute insanity. But it just shows how plugged in billionaires are and how much control they have over all of us. And a great example of that went under the radar with Elon Musk can be seen with Ed Markey grilling someone at NASA yesterday in this hearing.
I understand that you met with Elon Musk at Mar-a-Lago in late 2024. Is that correct?
No, Senator. I was in Mar-a-Lago to be interviewed by the President of the United States.
So you did not meet with Elon Musk at Mar-a-Lago?
I went to Mar-a-Lago to be interviewed by the President of the United States.
I didn't ask you that. Did you meet with Elon Musk at Mar-a-Lago?
I believe he was one of dozens of people that were around Mar-a-Lago at the time, Senator.
So did you meet with him?
I would not say we had a meeting. We probably had a conversation in passing, Senator.
Okay, during that same trip, then President-elect Trump offered you the NASA administrator job. Is that correct?
At the conclusion of the meeting, Senator, he did.
Thank you. Was Elon Musk in your meeting when Trump offered you the NASA position at Mar-a-Lago?
Senator, I was interviewed by the President of the United States.
Was Elon Musk in the meeting when he offered you the job?
Senator, my meeting was with the President of the United States.
So Elon Musk was not in the meeting. Is that what you're saying?
Senator, I was being interviewed and speaking with the President of the United States.
You can just say he was not in the meeting. Was he in the meeting or not in the meeting?
Senator, I'm trying to be as transparent as I can. I was being interviewed by the President of the United States.
It's not a difficult question. Was Elon Musk in the room when the President offered you the job?
Senator, my meeting was with the President of the United States.
I'm assuming that you don't want to answer the question directly because Elon Musk was in the room. I think that's the only conclusion anyone listening to this could reach, unless you want to dispel us of that notion.
Senator, again, I was being interviewed by the President of the United States, and I'd also say I have no...
that's not... I appreciate that. I'm just trying to determine Elon Musk's role in this, and you're not willing to be fully transparent. Have you discussed your plans for NASA with Elon Musk?
I have not.
So those questions obviously raise serious questions.
This is just like absurdity. It's like... Elon Musk is handpicking his own guys to work at his own government competitor so he can get more bucks for SpaceX. It's blatant. It is blatant. The billionaire corruption within this, I was going to say organization, I was going to say like crime organization, but administration is absurd. It's also stupid. It's dumb. It is like, I can't even explain. Take a listen to this reporting that Rachel Maddow did.
Political appointees to act as servers for a multi-course meal. They also did, like waiters, they made them into waiters. They also dispatched a U.S. Park Police helicopter for his personal transportation. On at least one occasion, a political appointee was told to remake the cookies because the batch was subpar, according to 3 people. The Atlantic has 3 sources on the Interior Department staff member being told to rebake the cookies for the secretary. What did they do with the old cookies? What was wrong with them? Is there anything you could do to cookies that would be that bad? Now, there are sources from the Department of Interior that are defending Secretary Burgum here, noting explicitly in their pushback to The Atlantic that staff members are not required to make this cookie dough themselves. It is store-bought cookie dough that they only need to bake. So ease up, people. Quote, Burgum has also used the political appointees in his department for another purpose in recent days, stacking firewood in his office's fireplace. Burgum also reportedly demands, quote, that any labels get removed from water bottles before they are delivered to him. Or else. I mean, the man obviously cannot remove the labels from his own water bottles. That must be done by other government employees, people on the payroll paid by the taxpayers, because I mean, think about it. Honestly, if the secretary himself was occupied removing his own water bottle labels, he might not get to the cookies in time. And then who would send them back, demanding that they were not warm enough and they must be rebaked? The secretary is in charge of some really specific stuff. Tell me more about your Department of Government Efficiency.
Oh my God. We have billionaires getting cookies paid for by our tax dollars. Oh my God. I can't. This is like, it's embarrassing. Can the Department of Government Efficiency look into Doug Burgum's cookie habit, please? I've had enough. This is ridiculous. We got to call these people out. We're doing it on this show every single day, even if it's the stupidest stuff. Cookies? And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, and if I don't lose my sanity because of these people, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.